Why is Chinese medicine so bloody difficult to understand? Why is it so complex and so difficult for us to get in there? Well, I am not an expert in Chinese medicine. I do not know the first thing about Chinese medicine. I'm not a practitioner or anything like that. However, I am an author of Japanese, Chinese, Asian culture, and I've produced this new book, which is The Ultimate Guide to Yin Yang, an illustrated explanation of the Chinese concept of opposites. So, and in there, because it's all about yin yang and Chinese medicine is based on yin yang, I've put together a small amount of information. So the purpose of this video is basically just to get you guys to sort of think, okay, so that's the crux and the fundamental. So we're going to be working from page 261 in the book. So go there if you've got a copy or get it on order. Right. So basically, in the beginning of the universe exploded, created, and everything expanded, and yin and yang started to move in unison like this, and then that created different levels of energy, and from that it breaks down into many different types, and other 10,000 things emerge, which basically means there's movement, there's energy, there's life force, and that life force is mixes at different levels, and those different levels determine what it is. So the yin yang level of this pen is different to the yin yang level of this jumper, which is different to the yin yang level of me, which gives us our identity, if you like, our separation, but also our unity. So what we find there is it's not that different from physics, to be honest. It's not that different. But here, so in Chinese medicine, if you boil it down to the core problem in Chinese medicine, this is what comes about, basically. So there are 4 states you can be in at the absolute core. There's where you've got the correct amount of yin, but too much yang. The correct amount of yang, but far too much yin. The correct amount of yin, but not enough. Sorry, the correct amount of yang, but not enough yin. And the correct amount of yin, but not enough yang. Okay? Your body, or you may have a mixture of these. This is where it gets complicated. So basically, your body is either in 1 or 2 states. It's got a deficiency in something, or it's got too much of something. Okay? And so, on a basic level, you might need more yin energy. You might need more yang energy. Or you might need to get rid of some yin energy, or you might need to get rid of some yang energy. And from that comes all the acupuncture, acupressure, herbs, massage, shiatsu, which comes from Chinese stuff, all of the different types of medicine, the alchemy, the lot basically stems on how much yin and yang have you got in your body, which does seem easy because you're only in 1 of 4 states. So the doctor looks at you and goes, you've got too much yang, will do this and it will release the yang energy and you'll be fine. Or you've not got enough yang energy, so we'll give you some yang herbs and off you go, you're fine. But the problem is that it's multi-layered. There are different layers to what happens, and it can be the reverse. So for example, if you've got a yang problem inside, normally you would come out as hot and you need to be cooled down with yin substances or yin treatments. But if your yang is going mad inside and there's too much, sometimes the body can just overkill on yin to try and balance that. So when the doctor looks at you, there's clearly a yin problem. You're cold, blue lips, you're very much yin, you're freezing. So they try to give you more heat and more yang elements. And your body's saying, no, I've got too much yang, so I've overproduced yin to counter that. So what we actually need to do is reduce yang. So instead of being given yang, you need to reduce yang. So this is the crux of it all. A Chinese doctor has got to come up, a traditional doctor, and say, right, are you in deficiency or are you in overabundance? Which deficiency are you in, yin or yang? Or are you in, which abundance are you in, yin or yang? Then he or she has to say, because that's not very sexist, so he or she has to say, hold on a minute, right, even though you've got too much yang and you're burning up, actually I can see this is the problem, that you've got too much yin. Or there's a deficiency elsewhere. Or there are 2 problems in your body. You've got a problem here and a problem there, which is driving it crazy. So it is Chinese medicine, when you boil it all down, is actually quite easy. It's literally of course it gets much more complicated, but when you boil it right down, you're one of 4 states and you need to be treated the opposite of that state. So if you're in deficiency, you need to be given. If you're in abundance, it needs to be taken away. And it's either yin or yang. But the symptoms, the kyojitsu, the different, the things that manifest and things that are hidden are totally can give you mixed signals. So if you're not a very good practical Chinese doctor, then you're going to have, you know, problems. So there you go, guys. So even though that's not going to teach you how to do Chinese medicine, you can now say, okay, click at the bottom, like the fundamental basis. I understand how Chinese medicine at least is, you know, is structured into the different pathways. So this book is not a book of Chinese medicine, but it's absolutely a breakdown of everything on yin yang, which includes Chinese medicine, that you need to know so that you can go and then learn Chinese medicine. So what I found as I was studying all the things in Eastern culture was that much of it was based on yin yang, and there's nothing on yin yang. There's a couple of academic books, but they're dry as old bones, basically. So I've made it as fun, as much as possible, as easy to understand as it can be done on yin yang there. So do please get yourself a copy. And if it's not out yet, then pre-order it and get it. Right, guys, I'll see you later.